Welcome back to another video, my friend. I'm Blake and you're you, and this is Izzet, Delver of Secrets in Explorer. So let's jump right into this deck list, starting off 4 copies of the namesake of the deck, Delver of Secrets. A 1-mana 1/1 at the beginning of your upkeep. Look at the top card of your library. You may reveal that card. If an instant or sorcery card is revealed this way, transform Delver of Secrets into the Insectile Aberration, which is a 3/2 flyer. So this is a very low to the ground, very fast, tempo-based deck that's mostly blue, splashing some red, and we want obviously a lot of instants and sorceries. Let's first though start looking at the other few creatures we throw in the deck and go from there. 4 copies of Sprite Dragon. It's a 1/1 flying haste. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Amazingly good synergies with all the instants we're casting. It just makes perfect sense. We also are running 2 Suspicious Stowaways. It cannot be blocked, and whenever it deals combat damage to a player, draw a card, then discard a card. And if it gets flipped during nighttime, we just get to draw a card without discarding, and it becomes a 2/1. We're also running 1 Kaza Roil Chaser. This is another 2-mana flying haste. It's a 1/2, and you can tap it to make one of your instants or sorceries lower. Mostly this is just a little low to the ground cost that can cast some of our big skills late game. So now let's start taking a look at those instants and sorceries. First, let's start with Counter Magic. We're running 4 copies of Make Disappear. It's my favorite counter spell in the meta right now. I think it's really, really good and works perfectly with this deck. Lofty Denial, also quite good in this deck. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 1. If you control a creature with flying, which we will most of the time, counter that spell unless its controller pays 4 instead. So that is very good. Also, 2 Spell Pierce and 3 Jwari Disruptions. Now we have a suite of land spells, and these are in there because we want it to be even easier to flip the Delver of Secrets, even if we're not planning on casting them. So we're running 2 Spikefield Hazard, which actually is pretty good with the exile side of it. 3 Jwari Disruption is quite playable, and then 2 Seagate Restoration, mostly because it's a land that can come in untapped and also flip the Delver, and same thing with the Shatterskull Smashing. We have just 22 lands in total, counting all of our flipped lands, so it's very low to the ground. Now, just a couple other things to note. We have 3 Slip Out the Back and 3 March of Swirling Mist. We basically want to get down 1 creature that we're going to pump up and buff up, and then we want to protect that very, very carefully. So we want to get down something like a Curious Obsession onto our Delver so that it gets +1/+1, and whenever it deals combat damage, you get to draw a card. And then that is just so good. So that is the main combo. We're trying to stay low to the down. We also have 4 Scorching Dragonfire for removal/exile, which is quite good, and then 1 Geistwave just for a little bit of tempo, and can also play and protect our stuff. So that is the entire deck list. Now I have one favor to ask you. If you are enjoying this video, I am really trying to get subscribers right now to monetize the channel. So I know subscribing doesn't really mean too much on YouTube. I don't really use it myself, but if you'd be willing to do that, it would help me out a lot. But without further ado, let's get into this video. Jumping into our first game, pretty much any hand that has a starting creature is going to be good enough, and the Curious Obsession on the Stowaway is going to be quite good. We'll go ahead and put this Seagate in, not pay the life because we don't have a 1-drop, but being on the play, being able to put down that Stowaway should be pretty decent for us. We see our opponent's playing blue of some kind. We are in a low ranked because it's a brand new season, so we'll see what kind of interesting shenanigans they have for us, and we're going to get into this awesome little game here. So playing against probably mono blue spirits, which will play very similarly to our deck. So this will be a really interesting matchup to see how it plays. They, of course, get their own Curious Obsession, so this is going to be a really interesting game to see how we get things going here, because we are going to get our own Curious Obsession on our Stowaway, protected with the Spell Pierce. We're going to be feeling quite good. So let's see what the heck they have for us here. So let's start with the Curious Obsession on the Stowaway. I'm guessing they're going to Spell Pierce, but then we can always Spell Pierce the Spell Pierce if that's what they so choose. Lurching Cat, what do you have for us? They're thinking. They're thinking. They're thinking. They're thinking. Slip Out the Back. Is he doing that on our creature? Yeah, we really want the Curious Obsession. We're going to Spell Pierce the Slip Out the Back. We don't need that counter. We mostly just need to protect our Suspicious Stowaway here so that we can start drawing cards to keep up with them. It's going to be quite the interesting match here. We're going to take that, we're going to draw a card, and then we're going to draw and discard a card because the Stowaway is actually kind of drawing us 2. So that's pretty sweet. We really need to find red. But maybe I just discard this because we don't have red yet. I think is a fine play. We can always flashback it later. We've got the slip out the back just in case that they try to do something like bounce our Stowaway, which would be a good play for them. So quite an interesting match to go in sort of a not exactly a mirror, but basically a mirror in the way that these two decks are going to play out. So that's pretty fun. If he wants to let our Stowaway transform, we'll take the extra damage if they're not going to cast anything. They probably do want to play on our turn, but I feel a lot better having this slip out the back in protection here. Can only block creatures with flying, that's fine. They are going to have more power on the board than we are, though, so that's a little bit unfortunate for us. Getting out this land is pretty good. I guess I should have waited until the Stowaway hits to see if we draw a mountain off either of these draw triggers, but that's totally fine. Let's see if we can draw a mountain and see if we can maybe draw some burn spells to clear their board a little bit so that we can outpace them. So we got the optional one first. We will, of course, take it. And then we'll draw this one. Discarding. Interesting choice here. We're not going to really want to bounce anything, so let's go ahead and get rid of the Geistwave, I suppose. Or since I have two slip out the backs, maybe I get rid of one slip out the back. Yeah, I should have waited for this so that I could have put the Spikefield Hazard down, and that lets us get our Sprite Dragon down. That would have been quite good, but we at least have a bunch of counter magic up and have some options of what we're able to do now. We can make disappear if we need to. I suppose since they're tapped out, this is actually a pretty good time to bounce their Sailor. Gets rid of that, and it gets rid of this, and then they have to replay that. I think that was quite a decent play for us. I'm surprised that they wanted to do that with just the counter coming down. I don't think that was really worth it for them. Really put them in a vulnerable place, and now I think we've actually taken the lead in this game here, especially considering we can make disappear or slip out the back, and then we're going to have a Sprite Dragon coming down if we need it. Ooh, quite a good card. Not able to stop it with the make disappear, so that's going to be a problem. Ascendant Spirit puts in a lot of work, is a very powerful card. But luckily we cannot be blocked, so we're at least going to keep getting some chip damage in consistently. So that is quite nice. Steam Vents, very good. Let's put this down so that we can play our Dragon. We want to get this down, see if they will counter it. No counter. We're not quite ready to start swinging with the Dragon just yet, though. So we will see what they want to do here. Unless they try to get rid of the Stowaway right now and we can slip out the back. Tap to untapped to target something else. Okay, well, I guess... is that worth it? It's just tapping it. I don't think it's worth it yet. I think we hold on to that until they're doing something actually dangerous. And now we get to swing for 1 for free. Except that they can flash in this. So we're going to wait until he grows, and we're just going to hold him back for now. I think we're in a pretty decent position here. Oh, I didn't think about that. I did not think about the Curious Obsession falling off. I should have paid attention to that. That is unfortunate. Do we counter a Rattle Chains? We probably are supposed to counter this Rattle Chains. Luckily, Suspicious Stowaway still gets to draw us some cards, even without the Curious Obsession. That Obsession did put in a good amount of work, so I still think we're okay. We just need to find an answer for this pesky Ascendant Spirit, which is going to cause a lot of problems for us. Sure, that is pretty tough. That is pretty tough for us. That's going to do a lot of work. Okay. It's getting interesting. I think we just have to hold on to this, though, for when they actually try to bounce something. Yeah, that would be risky. So I think here's the play. We're going to do something interesting here. No, that's so bad. We could slip out the back on our own Sprite Dragon. I think we just take all this. I don't think we're ready to do anything else on this. I think we take that, unfortunately. But we're going to grow. Our little dragon is going to grow. Disruption, probably not super helpful, but we will get to discard it if needed to the Stowaway. I don't think Disruption is going to be helpful at this point. That is super unfortunate. We really want to be able to do that. Yeah, this is just extremely unfortunate. Sure. We can make this a 3-3 next turn with that. I guess that's what we're going to have to do. Feels pretty bad. Spirits is such a controlling matchup. It's really good. It's really tough to deal with. And we were just a turn behind, so we just lose probably. Yup. Yup. Okay, I think our play is actually just block here, and then we're going to slip out the back just to get that blocker. Get 2 counters on it, so it's actually big enough to start blocking things. And then if they have some sort of counter spell or bounce spell, we probably just take the L. What you gonna do here, opponent? Interesting that they chose to resolve just the 1. Okay, great. Sadly there, it actually had to phase out, so that's pretty interesting how that worked. The Supreme Phantom is also putting in a surprising amount of work. Giving things +1/+1 makes it pretty awkward and uncomfortable for this matchup specifically. Man. We can't counter it. They just get to keep tapping down our 1 draw engine, so that's pretty unfortunate. A Curious Obsession here would be nice. I think they probably just win, though. They've got way too much good things going on for them. Yeah, they just get to tap down our things. Good game, good game. Let's get another matchup. Looking at our hand here, a 1-lander without a 1-drop, just not keepable, so that's going to be pretty brutal. We're going to have to throw that back on the mulligan. We see enough lands here that we can keep this. And what are we tossing? We're probably tossing a Spikefield Hazard just because it's a tapped land, I think is the way to go. Okay, that's good because I actually want to be able to play the Sprite Dragon and then hold up the Disruption after playing the Sprite Dragon. I think is pretty good. Ink Druid, so we're probably playing against some kind of ramp. This is unfortunate. Oh, I thought that was the Steam Vents. Huge misplay. Huge misplay. I thought that was Steam Vents. We're probably just going to lose now. Holy cow, you cannot make a mistake like that on the draw. Oh my gosh. So frustrating. So frustrating that I've done that. Man, that's ridiculous. Well, I guess let's do this. Put in Kaza. They can allow us to cast the Dragonfire this turn if we need to by tapping it. So, I guess that's kind of helpful. We'll see what they do here. Wow. Okay, we actually are going to kind of lucky because we can Jwari this hilariously. Holy cow. That was just about to be real bad, guys. They can tap for so much mana. Oh my gosh. I don't think I'm down for that. So we're going to do this. And then we're going to Dragonfire one of them to slow them down and hope they don't draw even more. And then we can Geistwave another one later. But right now, we got to get something on the board to actually have a game plan to proceed forward. And if they have what they need, we just lose now. I think we can play around that. Oof. Sharktail Crab is quite good with the fight rigging, actually. I've not seen this card played together. It's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting. That can enter tapped. Probably going to bounce whatever they want to put counters on. We'll just deal the 1 for now and chill. End our turn. I think we'll go ahead and Dragonfire this. Just really, really slow down their roll here. Really want to slow down their mana production. I think the Dragonfire is pretty good. And then we can Geistwave this. Hopefully they don't have anything to do with that on the upkeep. That'd be sad. Want to see that mana fizzle. Oh, he can turn it into a draw. That's obnoxious, but whatever. That's fine. That's fine. Still think it's better than them having all the mana available to tap for 3 with that thing. I think that's still good. They're probably going to want to put... Oh, man. Okay, well, whatever one they target, we're going to hit it with the Geistwave. Hit it with the Geistwave so that they can't tap our things down. Because we want to be swinging for some damage here. Nice. Okay. Give me something playable. That's actually pretty good at this case. We get to get whatever we need here. Lofty Denial. That'll do. That will definitely do. Can stop this second Sharkdo Crab coming down. They unfortunately get to tap down our Sprite Dragon with the Sharkdo Crab quite a lot, so that's unfortunate. That's pretty unfortunate. Bite Rigging Sharkdo Crab, very fun. I want to build that. I definitely want to build that. That's a cool little combo. Cool little control combo. You play it like more control-y is interesting. Wow, they really went for that. Knowing we have the denial. I mean, we got to do it, right? We got to do it. They're real close to playing this thing for free, too, so that's dangerous. Would love another Geistwave here. Would really love another Geistwave. That could be a game winner. Because I don't think Kaza by themselves is going to cut it. That'll actually do it. We can phase out some stuff. Let's go ahead and swing with Kaza just for fun. Just for funsies. We'll see what they've got. We can phase them out. Perfect. We're going to phase out. I think I'll phase out our Sprite Dragon just to be safe. Just in case something silly happens. We're going to phase out our Sprite Dragon. This could do it. This could do it. They're trying to draw for answers here. Okay. I think that will do it for us. We get to swing in for a bunch of damage unless they get a flying... Okay, sick. I'm pretty sure we get the win. Just like that. That's how the deck goes. Haven't even seen Delver yet. Let's get another game. Okay, going first. No creatures in hand. I think we've got a mulligan to find one of our creatures. Delver turn 1 will do it just fine. Let's go ahead and toss the Shatterskull. We're going to put down this. We're going to reveal this island so that we can play the Delver and hope we get to flip it right away for some nice tempo here. Good luck to you, the Doctor. I will reveal this card, absolutely, thank you. Now they know we have it, doesn't matter. We've got our 2 mana. We can counter their big spell. We've got the Scorching Dragonfire. This is looking exactly like you want the deck to go. Lightning Strike. We will, of course, just Jwari that thing. And they're going to give it to us because that's amazing. Let's keep going. Opening hand here. We got a mulligan to see one of those creatures. We see a Sprite Dragon. That will do. We're going to go ahead and keep. And then what are we tossing here? Probably getting rid of this Jwari. Or do I keep 2 counter spells? Probably getting rid of Arcane Infusion. I'm not super impressed with that card, actually. That card's probably not supposed to be in the list, to be perfectly honest. So we can go Steam Vents turn 1. We have no turn 1 plays. Being on the draw with no turn 1 plays is pretty rough for this deck. Looks like we're playing against a artifact deck. So hopefully the Sprite Dragon can stick around and be enough for us. But this is a little bit uncomfortable overall for the deck of what we're trying to do. Yeah, they're going to play some crazy artifact things. They've got a bajillion mana to go here with now. Yes, this deck is going to get insane. Let's go ahead and put down the Shatterskull, get out a Delver, and then get to town. Hope that they spend all their crazy mana on whatever they're trying to do, because there's just so much mana now. It's going to be pretty hard to get a Make Disappear or a Disruption through. So they have access to 2 more mana. I'm pretty tempted to actually... This card is just so good. I think we actually have to Disappear it, Casualty, sacrifice our Delver, and hope that the Sprite Dragon can get us there alone. I think that's the play. Because if they get the Monument out, it's just too much. It's just too much if they get the Monument out. All their stuff gets bigger. They're tapping for 1 billion mana instead of 1 million mana. I think that was a good play. And then we'll just hope for the best from here. I'm going to go ahead and assume that Jwari is going to do nothing. And then we're going to take a big risk and put out another dragon and hope that both of them live for 1 more turn. I don't think their deck runs a ton of interaction. I think their interaction is basically Ugin, which they're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think Ugin is 8. Maybe it was correct to keep the Jwari in case they have Ugin in hand. I don't know. We'll see. We're basically just taking a risk. If they play Ugin and tap out, I'll be a little mad at myself, because if I would have thought for 15 more seconds, I probably could have predicted it. And at this point, okay, that's good. Blast Zone will just kill us by itself, though, so we've really got a turbo. Sacrifice Blast to destroy each non-land permanent with mana value equal to the number of... So it does clear their whole board, at least. Except for the Palladium Mirror. Both of the Palladium Mirrors. That's unfortunate. We do get to bounce our own Sprite Dragon whenever they decide to Blast Zone. So that's kind of decent. Lofty Denial, also not terrible. Let's grow these things. Get rid of 1 Palladium Mirror, because that's going to dodge the Blast Zone. For sure. We're going to deal a little extra damage. I'm guessing they're going to Blast Zone this turn. That only makes sense to me. That just makes the most sense to me. This way they only leave 1 Palladium Mirror. And there's Ugin, and it only cost 6. Luckily, we have enough to counter this bad boy. That is sweet. Ugin cost 6, not 8, so that's good to know from earlier. Oh, we're so close. If we draw another instant, we can win. Another instant and we can win, guys. It's going to cut it close. We're going to cut it real close. Ooh. We can't denial anything yet, so I don't think it's worth it to Geistwave. I think we Geistwave our own dragon whenever they Blast Zone this turn. I think that's the way to go. Nice. Feeling pretty decent. Feeling pretty decent. Because they have to sack their whole board except the Palladium Mirror if they want to Blast Zone. So that's probably what they're going to do. And if they don't, we just win. So they kind of have to, unless they have another Ugin. In which case we have another Lofty Denial. So I think we're doing alright here. Yep. Blast Zone. Yep. Bring back our Sprite Dragon. We'll draw us a card. Drawing that card's also pretty nice. Lovely. Ooh, like that. That could come in handy. Sure, get your Palladium Mirror. Love it. Now we get to do this, and we get to pump it up 1, and draw a card, so that's awesome. Actually, that's all we need. Let's go. Love it, love it, love it. Let's get another game. Okay, just 2 lands in hand. I'm kind of tempted to keep this. If we draw any red, we get to keep it. We are on the draw. I think we'll keep it and see what happens. We have a lot of counter magic up. Put down the Disruption tapped first. We also have a chance to just draw a land here. Could be good. We do not draw a land, but that does make me want to play this like so. Hope for the best. Then next turn we can protect it with Slip Out the Back. Pretty risky can to keep here, but I think we keep it. We will reveal that thing. That's awesome. And then we will play that thing, and then we're going to start slapping. We've got protection. I think this is actually going to work out okay. I think this is going to work out okay for us. We really can just chill on 2 mana for a long time with all these counter spells. We really can. They go for the kill spell, we just Slip Out the Back. That's fine. You can have your Celebrate. It's not in the air, we don't care. If it's not in the air, we don't care. If it's not in the air, we don't care. Love that. Hit you for 3. Say go. What do you got, Nukified? Going up against a little Aristocrats strategy here. They are going fast, but if we can just draw a red, we'll be fine. We probably disrupt this just because we can. Keep up the tempo. We want to keep them pretty low power on board so that we're not getting completely outpaced here. Drawing a red source would be quite nice, though. Would be quite nice. They're a turn ahead right now just because they went first. We've both got 3 power coming down each turn. I would love it if they would try to kill my Insectile Aberration so that I can Slip Out the Back, put a counter on it, and get ahead in this race. Once again, we just disappear because we can. Very good. Hoping for a red. Yeah, you go get your tapped land here. It's fine. Totally fine. Just looking for red. Alright, now we probably are going to phase out our own Aberration no matter what. We'll see what they play. If they tap out, I'll probably do that. Okay, they're playing risky. They got a 4 mana play they want to go for here. You go ahead, do that 3 damage. Yeah, you got it. You got it. Okay, now we will make this one disappear. Now I don't actually think it does us any good. It kind of does us some good, because it puts us at 4, and then a Sprite Dragon plus 1 spell puts us at 6. Unfortunately, that's not going to quite do it. Okay. Luckily, we do get to Geistwave, their bigger creature, to probably protect us from losing here. Now what do? This comes in, and we take... what? I think we Slip Out the Back on this. Yes. And then this comes in, and we take 2, and then they swing 2 at us, and then we Geistwave. That's the play. And then we go over the top for the win. I think we're okay. They're going to attack with 2 damage. We Geistwave one of them just to be safe. Oh, this is only dies anyway. Oops, that actually might have lost me the game. That actually, I don't think I even needed to do that. That was so silly, guys. That was so silly. Okay, just give me a red source and we win. Just give me a red source and we win. Oof. Good game. I messed up. I misplayed that, but I think they could have got us anyway. I think I misplayed, though. Let's get another game. Okay, totally fine hand. We get to start off with that turn 1 Delver going first. Is going to feel real good. Oh, I keep thinking that's Steam Vents, guys. I'm so mad that that's not a Steam Vents. This is the card I thought it was. Come on now. Luckily, we weren't going to flip the Delver anyway because we drew that. And this way we can protect it with the Slip Out the Back, so it worked out for us, kind of, but especially if they have a 1-mana kill spell. Wow, that actually worked out for us great. Alright, sure. We'll phase this bad boy out all the way until our next turn. Protect that thing. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That actually worked out luckily for us. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Am I right? Probably Phoenix then we're playing if they're playing Charter Course. Oh yes. This is certainly a Phoenix deck. We are not going to reveal this Steam Vents to you. No thank you, no thank you. I guess we just do this and hold up Lofty Denial. I'm in denial that we haven't drawn any of our cards yet. They're going to want to flip out a Phoenix real fast. Okay. I don't think we can Infusion because I'm too nervous that they'll hit us with something. That they'll kill spell us. I think we hold up mana. That's why Infusion kind of sucks. Yeah, see, they had that, and we need to be able to denial that. We will reveal this card. Excellent, and that's about the best card we could have drawn right now. I think I played that well, at least. Now we can protect this bad boy from any removal. I think we're doing kind of fine. We're doing kind of well here. Charter Course, can't do anything about that. You just got to give it to him for now. See if they have two 1-mana cantrips, one being red. There's less 1-mana red cantrips. I mean, it's pretty much just the Spikefield Hazard, unless they're running some weird shock. So, I think we're in a pretty good position here. Did he toss a Spikefield Hazard? Oh, no, it's Shatterskull Smashing. Okay, I think we've got another turn before the Phoenixes come out. Ooh, there is Play with Fire, though. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll definitely do it. So he's probably going to bring back Phoenix this turn. Hopefully just one, I think I saw. Yeah, luckily our, there it is. Yep, you got it. Bring back your guy. Sure, we'll take a Swirling Mist. He's going to get to bring back some Phenai. If we can draw our Scorching Dragonfires, though, that's really good in this matchup. Because it gets to exile the Phoenixes. The Phenai. The Phoenoxies. Ooh, Ox is good here, too. Now, is he going to play aggro, or is he going to play defensive and try to block us? That'll be interesting to see. He's considering it. They really want to attack, so we put them in an awkward position. Yeah, that's the better play. But we're going to still outpace you, so it's not really the better play. We'll get down our Sprite Dragon. Heck yes. And we're swinging for 5, baby. Great protection up. Double protection up, even. So that's awesome. Really good here. I think we got this one, probably. Double protection in hand. I mean, they know about it, so they can try to play around it or bait it out. But, ooh, what do they have for us here? Going down to 7. They could Ox if they're really just looking for answers. Sure, we'll take your 3. Go right ahead. Not sure what they have. But they would be willing to go up to 5. Maybe they're just wanting to dig? Seems silly. Seems a little silly to me. Okay, we're going to play it slow and safe. Go ahead and swing in. Hope they try to do something so that we get to play a counterspell. Just go for the win. Sure. Do we even need to play the Stowaway? If I don't play the Stowaway, it allows me to miss both of our guys just in case. I guess we'll do that. We'll just hold back. Because they would need to play a whole nother flyer to stop us from winning. Okay, they're really just going for it. I think they're digging here, huh? They're just digging for an answer. Makes sense to me. But with all of our protection, I'm feeling real good here. Feeling real good. The main thing to know about this deck is just hold up your protection. Don't tap yourself out if they have mana available to do something, like on their instep specifically. If there's any chance they have a removal spell, don't tap out. play slow. Play slow. Play the tempo game. Let them do their things, and you just slowly play a little bit faster with a little more damage in the air than they do. I think other than that first turn misplay, I think I've played this game pretty well as a pretty good example of how to play this deck. Lord of the Slides, what do you have? Okay, they're gonna Ox. Just trying to draw an answer, I assume. Good game, my friend. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you play the deck yourself, let me know what you think, and have a great day, my friend.